I'm here with Josh Duggar at the March for Marriage. I wanted to ask you, a lot of people say this issue is decided. Why is it so important for you to keep fighting for the definition of marriage between a man and a woman?
Well, I think that natural marriage is something that has been clearly defined over the years, and I think that when you look at what's really going on here, obviously the Supreme Court is going to take up the oral arguments next week on whether or not the states have the right to define marriage as they have between one man and one woman. And so this is fundamental because only one other country in the entire world has ever redefined marriage, and that was Brazil when they stepped in through the court system to do that. And so I think it's, really the rights, it really is a question to me of whether the court should impose this or whether we should look at, saying, hey, why not honor the will of the people? They've spoken on this very loud and clear, all the way from California to almost every other state. And when you look at where this has came up, I think people have a very clear and a very distinct opinion on where this issue lies in their hearts. And so I think we have to be very clear when we look forward and saying, as the court considers this, what the implications are going to be. And I think that in 1973, the court had another decision that they said, we're going to decide this once and for all. In Roe versus Wade, when that was handed down, it only began the debate that still continues today. And obviously we know where that issue stands now. All of Americans understand that issue is not going away. And so I think what we have to realize is this is only the beginning of a larger discussion. And what's really at stake here is the American family. And the fact that I believe strongly, as being the oldest of 19 kids and counting, that, marriage is central to the family. And every single child deserves a mother and father. And I'm sure grateful for my parents, and I'm grateful for my wife, and we have our fourth child on the way, due in July. And I think it's just such a blessing when you see family and you see that you can honor each other. And I think there's also two lies really that are out in our culture right now. And the one is that in order to love someone, you have to agree with every decision that they make. And that's simply not true. And I think also that in order to go out and respect someone, that you have to agree with everything. That's not true. You can still show dignity and respect to every single person. And I believe that everyone deserves equal treatment under the law. And that's what we're here standing for, is to say, look, honor what the people have spoken. Let's stand together and let's stand up for states to say, look, you voted on this issue. You've spoken. You've had your voice out there. Let's allow that to continue.
What would you say to those who call defining marriage between a man and a woman, call that hate speech?
Well, I think that right now in America there is an agenda to silence people of faith, those who hold a dissenting opinion. That's not what America was founded on. America was founded on respect, tolerance, and really not discriminating against people based on their religious convictions. And it's been, Orthodox Christianity in general and all faiths really ascribe to the fact that the family is central to everything. And really, when you look at our economy right now, when you look at all the other issues, national security, immigration, all these issues that are facing our country, it all goes back to when you have strong families, you have a strong economy, you have a strong nation. And so I think we have to realize that at the very bedrock of this issue, behind marriage, is the American family. We have to go and we have to stand and fight for that.
So Supreme Court decision coming up this summer. What are the next 50 years going to look like if they decide in favor of same-sex marriage for you, for this cause?
Well, I am encouraged because there's so many who are recognizing the importance of standing up and standing for what's right. And I think that it's very clear that this is a debate that's not going to go away, and I think that what we have to do is we have to come to this and we have to talk with civility. We have to go out there and we have to be clear in what we believe and be firm in saying, look, this is where I stand. And I admire the political leaders right now who are taking a bold stand on both sides of the issue, quite honestly. And I think this is a topic that we need to be discussing, that we need to be having that discourse about.